Thank you, Mr Speaker. Well, there are none so blind as those who will not see. And, of course, the blindest in the House right now will be Mike Sabin after putting on his tie this morning. The rest of the National Caucus constitute a major health and safety risk that requires hearing protection because their ties and shirts are far too loud. Mr Speaker, this is a great day for working New Zealanders because now they have hope.
That's right.
Working New Zealanders have seen Labor's policy announcement on work and wages, and now they know that help is at hand.
Yes.
Help is at hand because they are the ones, the 50% of wage and salary earners in New Zealand who have struggled to make ends meet year after year of this government. Year after year they've struggled to make ends meet, and now they finally see there is a chance their wages will go up. Sure, those on the minimum wage, they'll get an immediate lift, and they'll get another lift next year, $15 before Christmas, $16.25 next April, and then the rest of working New Zealand will know that they will have a government and Labor that is committed to sharing fairly the economic gains of this country. They talk about rising wages, but they turned a willfully blind eye to the 46% of working New Zealanders who did not get a pay rise last year. They have nothing to say about it because they don't care and they don't understand it. They don't understand the modern workplace and the modern labour market. That's this government. Put aside the 46% who can't get a pay rise. What about the others? What about the rest of the workforce who have added to the productivity gains of this country? 50% improvement in productivity in the last 20 years, and yet wages have not kept pace. If wages had kept pace, the average wage had kept pace with the productivity improvements, the average wage today would be between $7 and $8 an hour, better than it is now. But that government doesn't care. They don't care that that 40% of the children living in households who are below the poverty line have working parents, live in households that are working parents. That's how bad it is. Working parents going out there doing 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5 jobs still cannot make ends meet. That's how bad wages are in this country for far too many people, and it's time it changed. And so we will lift the minimum wage, and we will do away with the retrograde laws that this government passed that prevent people from negotiating pay rises through collective bargaining or other means. We will get rid of the laws that treat people shabbily and appallingly. The 90-day law is just one of them. We will get rid of those laws, and then we will have a conversation. We will have a conversation with all those in the labour market, working people, wage and salary earners, the so-called dependent contractors, the people who are employed by labour hire agencies. We will talk to their employers and we will ask them, why can't you get a pay rise? Why are you being treated unfairly? Why are you being sent down the road, kicked out of a job with no notice and no compensation? Why is that happening? And we will get that information. We will hear from the people who matter, the people who care, and we will make changes that reflect a modern 21st century labour market. Not the 19th century version that the National Party believes in. Not the antediluvian policies that the National Party will visit on this country, because people want better. People expect fairness, and they no longer look to the National Party for fairness. They look to the National Party for graft and for unfairness and for looking after their big mates. But working people don't look to the National Party for fairness anymore. They look to Labor. The people in Harweda, the 50 New World workers in Harweda who've lost their jobs today, they're not looking to Chester Borrows for help. They'll be looking at Hamish McDougall and Andrew Little for help, because that's where it's going to come from. And the 250 skilled engineering workers who lost their jobs in New Plymouth this year, they're not looking to Jonathan Young and the National Party for help. They're looking to Labor for help, because that's where they'll get it. Because they know that the people in Labor understand working people. They understand the labour market. We understand what's going on, and we will make it better. And people will know that under Labor they will have a better chance of getting a fair share. Not when Tohenare's in the House. Oh, no, they know that that's long gone. That's long gone. They will look to a Labor government, because that's the way you get a fair share in this country. If you want to be paid fairly for what you do, you vote Labor. And that's what New Zealanders are lining up to doing. They'll be lining up to do come 20th of September. They won't be looking at that mob. They want jobs. They want a reduction in unemployment. not the 6% they've got right now.
Mr. Speaker.
I call Kanwaljit Singh Bakshi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.